Hi everyone, welcome to the beginning of the stream. It's me, Brad Werto, bringing you a fresh episode of Dying Order. If you're watching live, my gosh, 36 minutes of tech issues. But thank you for sticking with us. If you're watching on a VOD, lucky you this week. Congratulations. I don't know what's going on. If you saw the last episode of Gone, I've been missing since I disappeared from that because my internet dropped out, and it's been a little messy with my ISP this week. It could be a heat wave thing, I think, because there's a heat wave here in my country and everything is just going down. I would imagine it's maybe that. So we had a few tech issues. PB came to the rescue and saved us all and gets an inspiration point. Congratulations. I'm not kidding. It's real.
Oh, wow. Okay.
That's how I do inspiration points for real life favors.
You did say that once upon a time.
Yeah. If you're nice to me in real life, you have a greater chance of surviving in D&D.
You either get attacked or you survive in D&D.
It is, it works. It works. There is, of course, a small chance that I will vanish during this episode. And if I go, unlike in Gone, where I'm irrelevant, unfortunately, I'm actually needed here.
Yes.
It's the only place for 3 hours a week
if
my
it
entire
happens,
life.
We'll just go to the BRB screen and we'll let you know if he's able to return. We just might have a couple more breaks than normal today, that's all.
Be prepared for anything.
Yes.
But here we are. We've managed to scramble together a stream for you. Congratulations and welcome. In the words of young Iridaea, the scribe of time, 9 cycles have passed, and the gods have deemed the mortals too powerful. They decree a race between their avatar, which was Symbol, and the mortals, which is these 4, even though they're basically immortal now, to determine their worth. It's pretty awful, really, isn't it? If you win the race, you are granted a chance to engage with the very gods themselves, which you did. You didn't even need to win the race because you worked out it was bullshit. You engaged with the gods. Some of you had little fights with them. Some of you halfway through a fight with some of them. Some of you just had a little chat. Some of you took the god unto themselves and are carrying a little light god inside them. Mortals are granted a chance of survival. Still true. The mortals are granted a chance to become the gods. Technically true. If you lose, you see all mortal life removed from Lacrin, the world, and the next cycle begins. Still true. And their race is the final command of the gods, lie, to their mortal counterparts. True. This is their dying order. It's actually coming from Deavaki, who deemed himself to be the one true god of all gods above them all. So, we are here. No intro because we had to run this through PB's thing. Yeah. There you go. There's an amended
Could
intro.
you maybe bump the audio up in Roll20 a bit?
Oh yeah.
Just like 10.
Let's go.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Too loud?
Nope, that's perfect because I can turn it down. I just couldn't
Extremely
turn it up
loud for me. I'll try not to shout.
Yes. Is it going through your Go XLR?
No.
Okay. I'll show you how to do that another time, but yes.
There's no more tech issues today.
We're good.
Yeah.
Try not to shout.
I will try not to shout, although I can't help it
Chat,
sometimes.
That's okay for you, right? The music? I think it's good. I can see the levels. Whack and I are... Yeah, okay. Please continue.
No, you're all good. I would rather you tell me so that I can change it.
Yeah, no, it's perfect.
The music is good.
Yes.
In this show, thanks to Peachy Pixel 8, who made every single track and sound effect that you've heard the entire campaign.
I think I have a wind chime one here. Yeah.
It was Peachy got like 7 jars out and a glockenspiel stick. Is that what that's called?
Yes, yeah. Xylophone?
A xylophone.
There we go.
Peachy and his xylophone, the classic. So here we are again. Let's jump into it, shall we? Since we've wasted all of this time as it is.
Yes, I'm so sorry. Yep. Ready.
I was talking the whole time. I don't know why you apologized. It was me doing the speaking. All right.
Okay.
Well, I hope the
die.
You are ready. The quick little sum up of what happened last time. You guys ended. You were split as a party. It was Sauna and Ellie who had climbed a mountain and had 2 weeks had passed from their perspective as they climbed a mountain, which was a mountain, I guess, in a way, but really was a tower all the way up to the top. And they interacted with a god known as Savras, which is a good time for you to roll 2 d20s. Sauna.
Good call. Thank you.
And Ellie and Sauna climbed this tower. They interacted with Savras and then came back, only to discover that's a 5 and a 16. That's pretty good. Only to discover that Bo and Aura no longer had the kind of talisman that was keeping them hidden from Ahi and Deavaki and Symbol. When Aura attempted to bring the party or bring Bo and herself to another place, they got caught in transit, basically, and Ahi began to speak to them. Kind of asked if you would just join forces with Ahi and be sent on a quest to deal with this strange machine which seems to have injured or killed most of the gods. Pretty much declined and ended up in a fight with Symbol. The 4 of you were reunited during this fight, and the 4 of you defeated Symbol in an epic moment. There is an amazing piece of fan art that exists in our Discord, which I do not have prepared because
Yep,
I mean it's up to you.
I got it.
Of Aura delivering the final blow there of 1 HP. The thing was on 1 HP, I think, and she kind of teleported inside of it and reappeared with her great sword, sort of cleaving Symbol in two, finishing the job. That was where we ended the session. And we will pick up. Just a little time has passed. Not too long, but just a little time has passed since we last saw the party. It's been 84 years. I'm kidding.
Oh, dear
I've done
God.
that to a party before where I went. It's been 30 years. Let's just get back to what the party you're up to. We see Aura's cottage. The sun is shining and the birds are chirping. Buns is flying in and out of an open window. Inside the window, we see Gertrude's kitchen and living space. And how does that look, Ellie?
If you picture like any grandma and all the trinkets and stuff that they've collected, and then considering that she was the master of like the Thieves Guild, it's got a lot of like very fancy but like knickknacks. Like she liked to collect birds, these little like bird statues that she'd find, and a lot of rich people often have them because they were like lined in gold. And then she has like a collection of plates and just all this very ornate stuff. But then she has just a plain brown kitchen table with plain brown chairs, and underneath would be a food dish for a cat. Just very, very much like what I would picture if I walked into my grandmother's home. So.
Yeah. Yeah, the kitchen inside looks very different to what we've seen from Aura's cottage. I think somewhere in the living space there's maybe a comfortable looking armchair. Sauna sat in it. What do you think she's doing?
Oh, I'm reading, of course. I'm reading the 3rd in the installment of the book series that I took from Aura's house.
Nice.
Yes, it's quite lovely. Heated.
Sitting across from you is Bo. What would Bo be doing?
I'm
Probably in his
trying to
own
read her
armchair.
expression because I'm not the one reading that book. I wish I was, but I'm observing Suna.
I did offer you the first 3 in the series. You just can't read this one yet because I'm on this one. But yes, I think probably my cheeks are a little pink, and I'm very focused on what's happening in this book right now.
That sounds great.
And I'm very amused.
Aura, you probably walk in looking quite rested, as one of the party members that actually needs food and rest now. What would you be doing? Or what would you be doing after maybe a sleep or a rest or food or something?
I imagine like waking up from a nap, I come out from my room and see Suna and Bo talking about the romance novel that has become scintillatingly popular in my house. And so I'd go over and I'd start to make coffee on a little pot on the stove, just listening to them talk about it.
And now they are perhaps about to,
Oh,
yes.
Are you on book 3?
Yes,
wow.
yes, I think is this book 3? Yes, this is the third one. It's very good.
Yeah, it keeps, wait till book 4.
Yeah, it turns out it wasn't his baby.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yes, I'm shocked. I can't believe it. But also, I'm not surprised. You say it gets spicier in book 4?
Yeah, like she amped it up in the next book.
Oh, all right. Dear me.
I'd pour myself a cup of coffee. Does anybody want some coffee?
Maybe some ice water?
And I don't think I have any ice, but I'll get some water for Suna.
Bo can help me with that, maybe.
Oh yeah. Yes, I certainly could.
I'll hand the glass of water to Bo.
And then I'll, as I take the glass, I then, as if I'm sprinkling something, but then, a few ice cubes form in that glass, and I then hand it to Sue. There you go.
Thank you so much.
The 4 of you are fully rested. You've had whatever amount of rest that each of you individually need to be at full health and your full spell slots. All of your abilities and stuff will have recharged. At some point during this time, you will have no doubt been able to eat or sleep or anything you want. When it comes to food, you can manifest whatever you want. You can manifest up the ingredients to cook if you'd want, or manifest the finished meal. You can manifest drinks. You can basically manifest anything here that isn't like a sentient creature. Like you wouldn't be able to summon up like Kalugi Salatio and bring him here or anything like that. But you could essentially bring up meals and foods and stuff like that. I think probably the armchair that Suna is sitting in is not from Gertrude's home. It's probably from Suna's home.
Oh, yes.
Bo's probably got a stall or like a really cool looking loot while he's here to pluck on. The rooms in this place are they shift and change a little bit. The shape of the building takes the shape of Aura's cottage. The rooms mostly take the shape of Gertrude's home, a mentor of Ellie. But there will probably be times where you'll notice as you walk past one wall that it shifts from brick to wood or thatched roof to tile, that kind of thing. As the 4 of you have created this place together, essentially, and you're able to manually change things. If 3 of you didn't want something to happen and 1 of you did, it would be more difficult to do, or it would do some sort of twisted amalgamation. But since all 3 of you or 4 of you want to be kind of comfortable, this kind of natural balance was met in that there are elements to this cottage and its immediate surroundings that will remind you of anywhere comfortable or anywhere like home. Maybe some small unconscious things come up, like a painting will appear on a wall, or an old ale flagon appears that you remember from being much younger, something like that.
Or we see someone else's pictures like show up on the wall, and then we can ask about them. Like, oh, what's that? Whose is this?
Yeah, it manifests. Lovely. It's not the type of thing where one person could see it and another couldn't. You would absolutely be able to see it. And I think this place kind of grew up relatively naturally. It previously looked like a white room with an endless kind of Escher painting look to it, with 4 doors and a single kind of broken-looking bath in the middle. But upon returning to this space, it had changed and become this, as you essentially took a certain level of mastery over it, and your influence is exerted onto the surroundings. It's no different to the way that you saw each of the gods through each of the doors in their own boundaries, looking like they were in wherever comfortable place they felt, whether it was Merkel's endless wastes of dust and bone, or the comfortable forests that belonged to Myliki. This is the same kind of thing. You share this place, it's an infinite amount of space. You could, if you wanted, all separate and go and create your own kingdoms, kind of, and live wherever you want. But as all 4 of you sit here in this place, it's taken the form of this cottage. It's summer. There's no intense heat or any snow falling, and it is absolutely not the quote-unquote real world, the real Lacrin. At the center of the room, probably there's maybe a small table with the cat box underneath. On the table, and always present near the center of this boundary, is a little hourglass, and there's snow inside which is falling, and it appears kind of like white sand, but it's almost at its end.
I immediately take a cloth and cover it, because when I look at that, I just feel the pressure of the knowing that the world is still, covered in snow, and well, we still got lots to do, lots to take care of. I hope so. I just hope it's not too late.
You muted?
Yes, I am. Every time. Yes, we're fully rested. I'm ready whenever you are.
I'm sure the others are too. But it's nice here after
It is.
everything that just happened.
What's our next step, though? What?
I think
I think that while you guys are talking, you would see Ellie in a corner, and she's sort of just whispering to herself with her eyes closed. And she's not paying attention to anything any of you are talking about, because you were just getting tea a little bit ago. So she's like, oh, they're getting tea. I don't need to take part in that. So you just see her whispering. And let's stop. This would last for about 10 minutes.
Okay. Is it meditative?
It's kind of meditative.
Then I won't.
It's not like creepy, like
yeah.
So it's just very quiet.
Yeah. So I think we know each other well enough now. I know probably not to disturb you while you're doing your meditation. Well, I think we have to. We go on the road, right? This is it. The last thing we do is we head towards, Deavaki, and you do the cleaving or whatever it was that you did to that spider version of. Right.
I know, but that was a hard fight for all of us.
Yeah. Yes. Do you think? I mean, are you worried?
No, I just think we need to be prepared.
When are we ever prepared? Right.
Well, what do we think we're going to be up against so we can...
Well, a god, probably. I mean, definitely.
So, Brad, we're fighting Ahi, correct? We know this, right?
Deavaki.
Deavaki is really who you need to, take out. Ahi is kind of just a construct that he made, just as a go-between. Ahi is its own thing, technically, but really it's kind of not. What symbol is to Ahi is what Ahi is to Deavaki,
Okay.
really. It's kind of just a drone almost to send out and interact with you.
Do I have any books here? Like, I know it's an amalgamation of all of our little places. Is there like a library there where there's some books on gods that I can look up?
Yeah,
Becky?
you can summon up anything pretty much here. If you kind of know what it is, you can summon it up. The manifestation is it's not really a memory, but you kind of have to know what it is to be able to summon it, right? If you don't know what it is, or it's really, really complex, and you don't know what it is, it would be more difficult. So you can still do it.
I'd like to argue that I grew up with a librarian as a mom, so I learned a lot about gods, and there's a book we had at our house that had like little blurbs about each of the gods and maybe what their strengths are. And I don't know that it would have their weaknesses, but I'd like to summon that book up to look up Deavaki to see what...
I bet you could even summon up your mother's library. We just walk into the one room and all of a sudden, there's your mom's library.
Yeah, I mean, if I know that, I'll run into one of the other rooms and then just her library would manifest. And I'd look for that specific book.
You can do that. Give me a history check for the specific book. In terms of summoning up a library, if it's something that you understand, it's very easy for you to do.
14?
14. Yeah, you open a door that maybe this morning led into a completely different room. Some sort of horrible underground basement CD area that Bo recalls from his younger years. Now you open it and there is a library there, and it looks pretty much exactly how you recall it looking. Many books filling all of the shelves. I guess you could just walk up to any book and pluck it off the shelf. As you look at it, it becomes a book which is to do with the gods and all of the gods as the people understand them. As you start moving through the pages, you can see entries from the gods that the mortals understand. So you now kind of have a better idea in that the gods and the pantheon of gods and the deities that most people on the Kryn kind of pray to aren't really gods. They are, but they don't work in the way that everyone expected them to, or you would understand them to. They're really more kind of like figureheads or false gods that were, and idols that were put out as a kind of buffer between Deavaki and the mortals, so that no one ever caught on to the truth of the Dying Order situation, being that you're supposed to be replacing him and not these false gods that he puts out as a kind of shield, I guess, a buffer. And the all of the gods that are in there that you might recognize include things like Deep Sashalas, Myliki, Lathander, Merkel, Savras is even in there as a god of divination. But the information just looks like nothing. Like, you've met these gods and they were just kind of delusioned and under an almost spell to a degree. When you come to the page about Deavaki, it is a mess of a page. It doesn't look like the rest of the book, where the other pages might be well written and scripted by a scribe of some renown, some wonderful scholar that maybe decorates the page. You get to a page that's almost just eroded scratchings, like old looking. As you look at the book, your focus to summon up the information that you need takes a moment, and it's quite hard to do. In terms of what you see, what you understand is pretty much the information that you guys already know, that Deavaki is realistically no different to you, Aura. You are the only person, quote unquote, who can damage Deavaki. He was simply just the first mortal, is really what he was. Chaos is an energy that is essentially like a spirit or a spiritual energy, as well as an actual physical manifestation energy that's able to interact with things. But it isn't like a mortal thinking sentient being in the same way that you might be, or even Deavaki, even though this thing has been ruling forever. It would state that technically it is a mortal, and I'm referring to him as a him, but it really is just whatever came first, and whatever it is now. In the first ever cycle, there was a hero that was destined to rise up and replace Deavaki, that was supposed to replace him for the second cycle. Deavaki was simply supposed to rule over the first as a god in whatever context. It could be benevolent or it could be a tyrannical evil. It was really up to Deavaki, but the Dying Order and the cycles are supposed to replenish life on the planet and the ruler, the god that it would be. God is a word that Deavaki kind of invented, by the way, which is another thing that this book wouldn't say. And I'm giving you this in a kind of layman's term here, but it would probably be written in a very different way and presented to you in a different way. It wouldn't use the word God necessarily, but it would be, like a ruler or something similar to a deity or an emperor over all mortality. The hero failed, and Deavaki moved on to rule over the second cycle as well, and then twisted and changed the hero prophecy, twisted and changed the idea of what the Dying Order is, how you process through it, and what it is, and how you're supposed to replace Deavaki. So the thing that you're looking for is kind of weaknesses or ways that it's possible to defeat Deavaki, and the only information that exists is the only information that's ever been present. There's the first hero that rose up and was simply immediately defeated, just didn't stand a chance. There was no damage. Nothing in the pages.
What about my third eye?
Your third eye is not this strong, because your third eye is linked to Savras.
Right. Who wasn't there at that beginning, right?
No.
Right. Okay.
But during Savras's cycle, Savras was the champion of his time and his mortal approach to the Dying Order, and was the only person who actually did manage to get to and harm Deavaki.
Right. And what does he say?
So the Savras's story would probably be present for you to read, and also something that you understand, Sauna. Some of this stuff, you're not like all-knowing, like you don't have Savras's memories. You just are able to access, certain information to do with chaos that allows you to inform your decisions better. So it's not like you're opening a book in your mind. It's more like you're able to summon information relevant to what you're doing.
So a breeze comes through and flips to Savras's story in Aura's book.
Kinda, something like that. Savras was a hero that used divination magic. Now, all of the schools of magic have existed in a similar way throughout the cycles, but sometimes more powerful, sometimes weaker. The 8th cycle saw the strongest use of magic ever, and the 9th cycle, which is the one you're in, saw the weakest. You guys are in the weakest magic cycle of all of them. Savras's cycle allowed him to use some level of divination, and divination is Deavaki's weakness, is one of Deavaki's weaknesses, probably his biggest weakness. Being mortal, those that can divine and seers and stuff like that, he doesn't like them.
Because of chaos, right?
Because it's linked
Right.
so closely to chaos.
So do the unexpected is what you're telling me.
Kind of. It's just, well, you already are a variable that wasn't predicted by them. There have been several variables in the course of this cycle that have led to Deavaki not really expecting this. This entire cycle is extremely premature. The other cycles would have lasted much, 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 much longer than the 2,500 odd years that this one is in. Maybe around 3,000 in total.
Well, if I may, does it say anything about, what kind of magic he does like what we can expect and potentially prepare for? Like, is he gonna blast us with some radiance or necrotic?
He can do anything.
Or he
can do anything.
Great, wonderful. Of course.
But he is not. Divination is how you're going to be able to get to him. It won't necessarily be what wins any sort of conflict, that whether it be a physical conflict or whether you want to go up there and talk him out of it or whatever you guys are planning, and that's
pressure. Thank you. I just get us to the point, right?
Yes.
I use divination to find him.
In a way, you've already done it. He's actually helpless to stop you from finding him.
Wonderful.
You can get to him whenever you want. You just walk out that door and then
because Ellie can open the door. Okay, right.
Ellie can open any door, but this isn't the door she needs to open. Right. First of all, you need to find the path.
But we can just open the door and go to the path. Is what you're saying at any time?
As long as you're the one that summons the path, then yeah.
Okay, right.
Deavaki has some other weaknesses. It is mortal, so it can be harmed. The only weaknesses that really seem to exist are that there is a machine that seems to have been created that will have harmed him in some way.
Yes.
It doesn't state in this book, and you don't know what it is exactly, but he most certainly has been harmed or injured in some form. Deavaki is now very much immortal, invincible levels of power.
He's like a level 18 and we're a level 7. I get it.
Look, he's like, yeah, he's whatever the maximum level of power you can reach is. That's what he is.
Wish. Essentially.
Yeah.
Got it.
He's not far off of being able to do his own wishes. He can warp reality. He can do anything. He has every piece of knowledge and power available to him because he's been here since the very beginning.
I think I'll go back to my book. Thank you.
And as Aura continues to read, the champion, the Chaos-born champion, will be able to kill Deavaki. So whoever, if you want to kill him, as long as you're able to deliver some sort of killing blow or whatever it is that you figure out a way to kill him, whatever that ends up being, has to be delivered by the Chaos-born champion. That's essentially you're a conduit for chaos. And that is the only thing at this point that can kill him, but chaos isn't sentient and isn't going to just swing by and do that for you. Really, that's it. How it sits is that you will need some sort of divination magic to trick him and to figure out how to counter his, already present corruption of the Dying Order.
All right.
You need champion to deliver a killing blow. But no one has done this. Only 2 people have come close, would be essentially what you're looking at in all of these cycles. And in all of this time, only 2 people
and
have even...
Oh, never mind.
One was the first hero, and the second was Savras.
Right.
From what you understand, Savras didn't even put up a fight. Savras did not try and physically combat Deavaki. Savras is knowledge and wisdom, but not a warrior. So Savras didn't run in with a big great sword, kinda like Aura might do. The first hero, you just know that they were defeated immediately. And Savras was turned and enslaved by Deavaki, like all the gods.
Great. Well, did you find anything interesting, Aura?
It's just a lot of the basic stuff we already know, and I mean, I guess why would I expect someone normal to know anything more about him?
Well, I think it's all right to hope for some sort of guidance in a time like this. I mean, the whole mortal realm depends on us right now, so I'm feeling that pressure as well. It's understandable.
I think because there's not a lot of information, we might have to... I mean, we've always had to be creative, but we might have to be more creative.
Yes, we should probably think about maybe how we want to approach. Maybe for once make up a plan. But I don't know if chaos is our best weapon. Perhaps we shouldn't. Perhaps we should just go in and see what happens. And do you think you could put that tea next to Ellie there and just kind of move the scent for her? I think it'll help her during her meditation.
Yeah, it's coffee. I don't know if that matters.
She loves that scent. Yeah, just yep.
Okay.
Right.
I'll pour a hot cup and then I'll place it next to her and
right
start
next to her. Yep.
wafting my hand with the steam coming off at her.
Just like that. Yep. Great.
She's gonna make her mad.
No. She'll love it.
Okay.
She likes that. That's the sense. You know, she can't have that. She can't taste it or anything. So, but she still enjoys the smell.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't think you see her move. She just keeps whispering. She does enjoy it. She doesn't open her eyes or anything.
Oh, trust me. She's
I'm
loving
brace in case she does something.
Why are you so afraid of Ellie? She's great.
I'm not afraid. I'm just, I've always been a little intimidated by her. That's all.
It's understandable, I guess. Once you get to know her, though.
It is at that moment that an area in front of Ellie begins to shift.
Oh.
It is at that moment that there is the soft kind of whispering and incanting from Ellie maybe stops, but she doesn't quite open her eyes yet. And in front of her, there's an almost wormhole that opens up and smoke begins to rise up out of it. The three of you watching this will know that this is not her shifting and changing anything. She's summoning something forward, something from another plane.
What?
Aura, you can tell that she's summoning something directly from one of the 9 hells. And Ellie, I think, probably opens her eyes, and in front of you, Ellie, a sudden puff of smoke. And what sits there in front of you looks to everyone at first like a large bat, but it has more human elements to it. Bat-like face and ears.
Like a monkey with bat wings?
Kind of.
Ooh.
Black eyes, red pupils, staring directly back at Ellie. Down its back is like long, matted grey hairs that curl and twist down to 2 thin legs. And its arms stretch out, sporting these kind of bat-like wings with hands that are more akin to kind of curled talons, not cursed. And this creature looks up at you, Ellie, and from under one of its wings, it produces what would look to us like a modern-day cigarette and put it in its mouth. And it says, who the fuck are you?
Finally
Did this
open
get
my
any-
eyes and I take the tea and I just hold it.
Oh.
And I just say, I'm the one that summoned you.
Yeah, why the fuck you summoning me? I was busy.
Need your help.
Why the fuck would I help you?
I get up and I walk away from it.
Should I put on another cup of tea? Do you like tea? Hello.
Should I get the newspaper and swat it? What are we doing with this thing?
Don't
You
hit
swat
it.
me, I'll swat you.
Oh,
Yeah, don't hit it. I wouldn't hit that.
it sees
Right.
me.
Of course I see you. I got eyes, ain't I? You ain't got eyes. What's that?
I got eyes. Okay, I do. I prefer to wear sunglasses.
It suddenly takes flight in that kind of horrible way that bats do, where it kind of just falls through the air upwards.
Can I just raise the ceiling? The
I mean,
cottage in the
it
ceiling
lands.
just goes up?
It lands on the back of one of the armchairs that you were previously sat on.
Oh.
And then it kind of tries to settle itself. The cigarette in its mouth is smoking, and it takes a long drag of it. You see that the cigarette kind of depletes and then refills just magically as it.
That's the strangest thing I've ever seen. Well,
All right. Come on. What do you want? I'm busy.
Ellie.
We're gonna kill a god. We need your help.
Oh,
You are gonna kill a god.
we're
We're gonna
recruiting.
try. If we fail, you can go back to hell. How's that? Go back to your luxurious life, whatever you were doing before.
I was having a nice meal. Hey, you got any,
We could cook him a nice meal, can't we?
Oh, well,
I
sure.
can't.
What
Oh,
would you
yeah.
like? I have some navy beans and carrots and rabbit on the stove here.
I ain't giving my left butt cheek
Ow.
up.
What?
That's rude.
That's
Yeah,
disgusting.
You haven't even
Is what
tried
that
it.
is.
It's very delicious.
Oh, no, I can't eat that.
Wait, she's
It'll kill
talking
me.
about my booty?
What do you like?
I think he's talking about my navy beans and rabbit.
Oh, sorry.
I'm a fan of human skin and fingers and toes.
Well, you won't have any of that here.
I turn around to Bo and I say, turn around.
Hey,
Oh, without hesitation, I turn around.
come on, old man.
Nah, you don't want him. He doesn't taste good. Trust
No, you don't. You don't want me anyway. No,
Mm-mm.
no.
Can I try to summon up a stew with human fingers in it?
What?
You absolutely
Ay,
can.
ay, ay.
I'll just go over to the stove and I'll imagine a pot of like a bubbling stew with like fingers floating in it.
Oh yeah, he flies across the room just suddenly at the smell of it, landing on the edge of the surface with where the thing is being prepared. Kind of lands awkwardly, slides across the surface top a little bit, as if he kind of does that all the time. Doesn't feel embarrassed, even though it looks really embarrassing, like when you see a dog on a table. Kicks a few of the forks and knives off the edge, and then
Oh, yeah, that's the stuff.
Would you like a bowl?
Yeah. Come on.
I'll grab a ladle and I'll grab a bowl from the shelf and start ladling a bowl for him, and then I'll hand over
No,
finger stew.
Wait
Okay,
a
just-
minute.
What?
What's that
My
from?
gag reflexes aren't so great. I immediately run out of the room and
the
start
cigarette
hurling.
disappears, and he
No.
starts slurping it up like a dog.
Terrible.
We don't know if this place is magic. We don't know if it's real.
But it is. He's eating it. What if what if those fingers belong to
Yeah.
someone?
I guess we'll find
You
out.
can't just summon something from nothing. Oh,
That's a good bowl of fingers and toes.
oh God, I'm gonna be
There's a
sick.
lot
like
left
it.
over if you want more.
Yeah. You got beer?
I like
Enter the room, wiping my mouth.
I'll imagine a cup of beer.
Yeah.
Drinks the beer down.
All right, now you're talking. What do you want?
Ellie,
I just told him what we want. What do we-
You want me to kill a god?
No, I want you to help.
All right, how can I help?
You can attack it with us.
Attack it.
So that's we have decided that we're gonna be physical. We're gonna go in and fight, and not.
And I turned to Sue and I'm like, look at me. Do I know any other? I don't know any other way to.
Well, I know, but maybe we
I'm
could
gonna use my brain. That doesn't.
perhaps pretend, or diversion, something like that.
Pretend to kill it.
No, pretend
very
to
good.
talk to it, and then element of surprise. I like to call it
No,
element
wait,
of
you said
valence.
this
I'm good at
diet is
surprise.
great.
I'm good at surprise.
Right. Do you know Deavaki, Mr. Sorry, what should we call you?
The name's Slan.
Slan.
Yeah.
Well, hello, nice to meet you. Do you know of the god Deavaki, Slan?
Ain't never heard of him.
Great. Then you should have no problem. He's who we want to take care of.
So he's not a
she-
real god. He's just a person that says he's a god.
Exactly. That's
All
exactly right. And it's time he
Well-
got off the throne.
Ain't much of a fighter, but I guess I could try and
Well, what-
scratch his eyes out or something like that.
What are you good at then?
Pretty good at kind of half flying. I guess I can talk like 3 languages.
Speak. You can speak 3 languages.
Yeah. I can read some words.
Are you a fighter at all, or?
You can attack him with whatever, those sharp things you got on your hands.
You
There
want
you
me to? Yeah. Do you know how much it costs me to get a manicure this good? You want me to scratch up some
I
guy?
really don't give a shit. I think you're gonna help us.
All right. Hey, how you doing that? Stop it.
What?
I'm not gonna help you.
I think you're gonna help us.
I'm gonna help you. Hey,
You've
Then
just
you're
been
gonna stop talking too.
Sorry.
hey,
Right,
it
now
smells
that's-
like wet dog in here.
I beg your pardon.
I think that's you.
That's Bo.
Flies
It
over
ain't
towards
me.
Sauna, lands on the ground next to you, slides across the floor a little, and crawls back over with his like arms, wingslings, starts smelling you really.
Right.
Hey, what the hell are you?
What do you mean?
Ain't seen you around.
Uh-huh. What am I? What do you smell?
Can you
Other than
roll
wet dog.
from your roll from your sheet? Now I'm going to give you. I'm not holding this like it's a real cigarette. I'm going to give you a sheet here. Okay, and it should allow you to have control over your imp familiar that you have summoned up.
Okay, where?
Slan.
Oh, there we go.
You see him?
Yeah.
A tiny fiend, technically a devil. So
Oh,
he has got a few
I see.
elements here. You can do the things that it says that he can do. You know kind of what you can do here. Got all those resistances and immunities and stuff like that. Can you roll me an intelligence check for Slan? 9. He sniffs you a bunch walking around your legs. And then he looks up at you and looks down, looks up again and says,
You're a golem.
right.
Well, it
Uh,
dark magic, elemental magic.
A golem.
Yeah,
Yeah. So you think I'm made of stone?
pretty good one too.
Yes. So I just come to life, made of stone, at a magic word, and some other mage is over there controlling me, right? That's how
That's
golems
right.
work?
That's exactly how they work.
Right. Well, you're wrong, but I
All right.
appreciate the guess.
Why do you smell like a dog?
I don't know. You'll have to find out. Maybe make
I'm
another guess
apparently
another
the-
time.
I'm apparently the one that smells like a wet dog.
No, you don't smell like a dog. You just smell old.
That's even worse.
All right. Okay. Now you listen here.
he points towards you, Ellie.
I'm gonna do as you said because I guess for some reason I have to. Did my father send you? No. Yeah. No. Don't answer that.
Who's your father?
He turns slowly to you.
Was I talking to you, Toots?
Well, I'm just curious.
Don't talk to her that
Curiosity
way.
killed. All right.
Don't
I'm
talk to
sorry.
her.
I don't mean it. Hey.
This is lovely, Ellie. I like this trick.
I'm gonna follow you around as long as you keep the fingers and toes coming.
I think that that's just a bonus. I think you'll follow around no matter what, according to what I've
Yeah,
just
you might
seen.
want to
Not
get
gonna
all the
do that.
fingers and toes you can
She
get
can't
right
control
here.
me.
Uh,
She just thinks she
Hey.
can control me.
Slant, sit.
He sits like a dog.
Hey,
Come on, he tries to like move, but it's like his butt is glued to the floor.
It's a
hey,
neat trick.
hey, come
Ellie?
on.
Is there a reason why you summoned this particular fellow over other fellows?
Yes. Also, I didn't know you could do this. This is new. I mean, it's all
It's
right.
the first time I've done it. I would have gotten one quieter had I known there's a way to control it, but looks like Slant is what I get. So Slant
Hey.
it is. I look at Slan. I'm like, you can stand now. Go get some stew. Because once we're out of here, there's not gonna be any more.
Kind of moves across the ground, does like a horrible jump up onto the counter and eats as from the. You just hear it in the back.
I am horrified.
In the fingers.
Yeah,
and
I think I'm also
slurping up the blood.
pretty horrified. I'm also shocked that Aura just summoned that up. Like,
Yeah, I'm shook that of all people that came from
that
Aura.
Aura.
Yeah, well, here's the
I'm
thing.
proud, so
Thank you, Ellie. I feel like the world is ending. I mean, what's a little finger stew?
Would you say that if it was your fingers?
Yeah, what if it was your finger?
Well, it wasn't. So, I mean, do we all have our fingers, right?
So that's
it's okay.
it. If it's not our fingers, it's no big deal. We just turn our heads. Where did we?
maybe
This
this-
is how we become horrible gods. That's what
I
I'm
like
saying.
take my
we
glove
have
off
to. We
and
have
I
to.
hold up. I take my glove off and I hold up like my like black and tan, and I'm like, you could have taken these.
No, you need your
No,
fingers.
we-
You use
we
them.
need those,
You use
okay?
them for your bow. You can't just not. You can't just go fingerless.
Like rotting.
But what I'm saying is, we can't become so detached from the mortal realm that we become exactly like what we're trying to, end. Right? We got to keep our heads on the ground. What is that? What is that phrase? Let's keep our
Feet on the ground, maybe.
keep our
Why
feet on
would
the
you keep your head on
Head-
the ground? I don't understand that one.
head. Is it head? I can't remember. Christ, head out. Of,
Dive head first.
Don't dive head first.
no,
You should
head-
never dive head first.
oh, forget it.
Ahead of the game.
That's a good one,
The
yeah.
head in the game, but this isn't a game anymore. We left the game,
No, that's true.
right? I don't know what the saying is, but we have to
I thought of one. I'm like, this is late, and I have like, I'm just completely monotone. I go, never go in half-assed, and then I look at Bo.
Oh,
Wow.
that's a bit.
Really, you had to go there.
I'm kind of proud. I don't know.
Oof.
That was pretty good. Right. So this new pet that you have, Ellie.
I'd say he's a companion. I wouldn't call him a pet. It might piss him off.
Oh,
I'm not a pet.
a companion.
I'm a prince.
You're
He's
a prince. A prince, are you?
Yeah, and I'm a princess.
She's a princess.
Right. A prince of what?
Hell.
You are a prince of hell.
He leans back and he's got like a little pot belly and he's kind of just on the counter. There's like fingers and toes around him and a beer, and he manifests another cigarette and he leans with a little pot belly into like a wedge. It's just like a globulous bat, and he says,
Yeah. When my father hears about you, you're in trouble, old lady.
Me.
Leave her
She ain't
alone.
old.
Leave her alone.
Oh, thank you.
All right, I'm sorry.
It's all
he
right.
stops looking at you and doesn't interact with you anymore.
If you're like a demon, can't you do like devil magic or like something? Or I mean, you can't just scratch eyes out. Like you have to have some sort of
Yeah, for a
abilities.
prince, you sound
Yeah.
pretty weak.
Okay, first of all, I'm not a demon, I'm a devil.
Oh,
Okay, do you have any
Right.
devil magic?
there's a big difference there, right?
I can do this.
And he turns invisible.
Okay, I mean that
So
can help
what if
you
we
stay
go in
safe.
stealth? That's
That
what I'm
helps me-
saying. What
See,
if
that helps me stay safe
that's a
too.
really good idea? What if we approach and the two of them approach hidden in the yes?
I start digging in my pocket. Go bark.
Oh, that's a
Oh,
great
yeah.
idea. We could all
Yeah.
go in stealth,
Yeah.
quiet like in the shadows. Or maybe one of us should at least say hello. Or
It ain't gonna be me.
I nominate Bo,
Oh, I said it wasn't gonna be me.
but I nominate you because you talk the most entertaining.
Wait,
you could
You
you
talking to a
do
lot of people.
you do happen to have the gift of gab, my friend. You could spin a yarn for quite a while and maybe keep him distracted.
Oh boy.
You just gotta make stuff up as you go, like you usually do. You know, I can't do that. That's a real skill.
Sing him a song, maybe?
Oh God, sing him a song.
You
Oh,
should.
he'll
That is a
probably
great
end up
idea.
Throwing tomatoes at
Yeah,
me.
you were a
You
bard.
should
weren't
tell
you?
him you're applying for that to be a jester, to be his
Or
permanent
iPod.
entertainer.
That could
Gods
be
like that, right?
possible.
Well, kings like it, so gods must like it because they're pretending to be, kings of everything, right?
True.
Isn't that awful? That they have jesters to laugh at because they make fools of themselves?
It is
there's
awful.
worse
Wait,
things.
can I reconsider?
Reconsider what? Your life or your career?
Well,
I think it's a little
Okay.
bit late for one of them.
Do you know how to juggle?
no, but I can try.
He doesn't need to juggle. He's got them water tricks. Just don't get water on me. I don't want to get wet.
Oh, I'll give him a splash.
Well, that's a
That's
great idea too. I wonder if you could. I wonder if you could. Oh, I do like the idea of distraction. Perhaps there is something there with that.
What if we go in pretending to be something that we're not, and then we'll ambush, like we're there for some other reason, and then boom, we're there to kill. Surprise!
Maybe. I don't know. I honestly, I don't know. Do devils and demons not get along very well?
He's still invisible. Can you roll the sting/bite attack on Slan's sheet? An 8. I think, Bo, you feel something on your boot. There's like a weird thing on your boot. And you look down, and materializing from invisibility is Slan, and he's got his teeth biting into your boot like a dog.
Oh god! Eee! I shriek like a little girl, and I jump on the seat, and I freeze, and I look at the girls. Can we do something?
You're all
What
right.
do you do to piss it off?
You're all right.
What do you do to piss you off?
Get off of him. Get
Wait,
off.
Like on my
What? I
boot.
just
what do you
wanted to
do?
see what he tasted like. I
Well,
wanted
that's-
to kill him.
No, yeah, but no, absolutely not. Are you going to
No?
taste
Why?
any one of us here?
Huh?
Anyone? Hey,
Why?
Bad bet. Bad.
hold on, everybody.
Monkey
Slan,
bad.
see everybody in this room? No biting.
Oh, come on.
No tasting.
Just the mortal ones.
No,
No.
That's what they're for.
no.
No. We'll find some of those later. We'll do
What?
that later.
No, we're not just going to feed him mortals.
Oh, yeah,
When
yeah,
I go
yeah,
take
yeah.
some contracts, why not just feed it to him? That's easier.
But I thought we had a plan.
Okay. But don't. He doesn't need to know. He doesn't need to know that.
Okay, but
What if we put him in a
just-
cage
you
and
know-
No, we're not putting him
In a cage, I put you in a cage.
Well,
Cage of hurt.
maybe you could. Right. Well,
well, we'll put him in a cage and then we pretend that we're selling him, and that's how we get in and be like,
You
"Oh,
ain't
do you want
selling
this?"
me.
This
We're
is
not.
all
It's a
way
whole
too-
ruse.
This is all way too complicated. I say he goes invisible. We send him in.
to
And,
scout. That is very
yeah.
smart. We send him ahead of time.
Kind of belongs in that setting, don't you?
I'll do it. I'll do it. I don't want to do it, but I'll do it. I won't do it. I will.
Can I talk to him without talking to him?
What do you mean? You have a telepathic link with him, yeah. If you want to speak to him directly without the others hearing, you can.
Oh, okay. I think I would tell him he's going to do it.
He telepathically responds.
I'm gonna do it.
Okay, he's gonna do it.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it.
We got that settled. He'll go in,
All right.
he can scout, stay invisible, and then if we need a distraction while he's invisible, he can maybe knock a few things over if there's anything to knock over. So
He's a little wishy-washy, Ellie.
Yeah, I don't really know how I feel about that.
think
What
he'll
if
listen.
what if he just announces our presence?
He's not gonna announce our presence, are you?
I'm gonna announce your presence as soon as I see what.
You're not going to
I'm
announce.
not gonna do that. I would never.
Nope. You won't.
I don't think it's a good idea. This seems like a really bad idea.
Yeah, it does seem really, but it's
Flaky.
kind of
He's not gonna
chaotic.
announce our presence because if he does, then I'll be the one that ends his life.
Yeah,
Won't
I'm
I?
not gonna announce your presence, or she's gonna be the one to end my life. What's your name?
Ellie?
Oh,
It's a terrible
can
name.
we send him back? Can we send him back and maybe you could try to summon someone else?
No.
Because he's gonna go in. Because if you kill him after, that's great and all, but then Deavaki's gonna know that we're there already, so we're already screwed.
Well, he's already distracted. If he announces, he'll look at that guy first. He'll look at Slan, and then he'll be distracted on him. We rush in. It's all good.
I can see a million different ways that this is going to go down, but none of them are great. So honestly, I don't know what our best option is.
Our best option is not risking one of us going in by ourselves, in my opinion, not separating us. Because if we send Bo in to distract, it's not going to be good. And if we all go in pretending like we're merchants, I mean, this is a god. I think he's going to know better.
I think he knows. I think he knows we're coming anyway.
Yeah.
What if we do have him come and announce our presence? The new gods are here. Would you like to step down? Maybe he's tired. Maybe he wants to step down.
I don't think Deavaki.
What about Ahi and Symbol? I don't think that's the case.
Well, we fought and
I say disguises.
What kind of disguise?
I can disguise.
Like a bunch of clerics or some sort of peaceful people coming in to I don't know. Is he looking for any like people to work at his place?
Well,
like, is that a thing?
I don't think so. But also I feel like when we Ellie and I approached Savras, it was very much like, hello, child, I know who you are and your existence and every hair on your head. I kind of don't think we'll be able to walk in and say, hello, we're minstrels or clerics. I think he'll just laugh at us.
What if we did go in and say we worship you and we want to start a church in your name?
Well, all right. I think that's actually might be the best idea we've had yet. He's prideful, right? Otherwise, why the hell would he be there? Why would he be making this raid? He does think he's the best. What if we just march in and say, we're not here to kill you. We love you, in fact. We'll help you keep these cycles going. How's the 10th cycle sound?
He has to know who we are.
He absolutely knows who we are, but he doesn't need to know that we mean him harm.
He has to know we mean him harm, too. He has to.
No.
So why are things chasing us down trying to kill us? I mean, not anymore.
Because of the prophecy, right? But if we show up and we're like, but we actually don't want that.
Okay, who can...
And then
talk the best.
You get to
backstab.
I look at Bo.
I look at Bo as well.
Hey, no, ladies, all right, come on now. Hey, well, I might have something up my sleeve. Do you remember that annoying light god, Sashalis, that we were supposed to fight, but things got a little wavy, so to speak. He's inside me.
What?
It's true.
Again, TMI.
Inside. Okay, look, I didn't mean to go there, all right? But he's literally inside me, and maybe I can ask him to come out and talk to David. I don't even know how to talk to this guy.
You have a god inside you?
I do.
When did that
We didn't
happen?
exactly have the time earlier. I couldn't explain then. But I do.
Are you all right?
I'm fine. He hasn't said anything. We don't really exactly get along.
Well, why is he inside you?
He wanted to get back to his brother.
Well, who's his brother? Deavaki?
Brad is Shayla's the brother of Deavaki.
No, he hinted that he was maybe the brother of Lord Chibba, which was the giant ice demon that was chained up, but he also kind of didn't really understand what a brother was. So he said the closest thing to what you might believe to be a brother is what he is, and it potentially could be Lord Chibba because that seemed to fit the description. So that was your assumption, and you were going to find out, and then obviously it went out.
Okay, well, he's looking for his brother. Maybe I can convince him that Deavaki is his long-lost brother.
But do you know who his brother is?
Well, if I remember correctly, it's Lord Chibba.
Oh.
Yeah. But even then, he said thought he wasn't exactly very sure.
I look over at Slan. Does he react when we say Chiba?
Let's find out. In fact, it's just a good old-fashioned. Wow. He he does this thing where his mouth opens, and the cigarette drops to the ground.
Ah, yes. And what do you know about Chiba?
That bastard tried to start a civil war.
Against
Tried to drag us into it.
your
We all
father,
got
maybe?
stuck. Yeah.
Your-
They used to be buds. Now I think they're enemies.
Right.
Wait, ain't Chiba dead?
Well, your father imprisoned him, right?
No. Levistus imprisoned him. Won the war.
Right.
Now
I'm
we're at war.
just trying to figure out who you're related to and exactly how powerful you are.
Well, it ain't that bastard Levistus.
So you don't like him either.
Nobody likes him. He's an asshole.
I
Wonderful.
don't think he likes anyone.
It's true.
Well, should we take this passenger to Chiba?
What? How?
Well, we know how to do that, right, Aura?
Wait, Chiba's alive?
Ooh. Yes, but Ellie, don't let him tell anyone.
What? Where is he?
What about if we find a bunch of gods and recruit them so that we have a god army to fight this guy?
I think. Well, I don't think Chiba can get out, and I don't think we can release him, but we can certainly keep our word. And
You got Chiba. Oh, you got Chiba. Where is he?
we
Come
don't.
on.
I'm gonna need you to be quiet, please.
But what did Chiba
That
do
was
that's so
so
bad?
Well, he did try to start a revolt and overthrow this other big lord or something like that. But he did help us, and if Bo does really have, someone who wants to see him before he dies, I think that's probably a good thing to do, don't you?
We just gotta make sure we can get back out.
Of course we can. We've got Aura.
Wait. But
What?
he's encased in ice, right?
Well, yeah.
And Bo.
Bo.
And then if this god inside of him helps with those powers, I mean, he could probably get out.
Could you imagine if we had Chiba with us? That would be insanity. That
I'm
would
sure
be chaos.
Slan would love it.
Well, we know how he feels about Chiba.
Definitely
Tell
worth
me,
a shot.
Slan, does the name Igen mean anything to you?
Can talk.
Igen. No.
Wonderful. We will get along, maybe, potentially.
Okay. All right. So we're going to find Chiba, huh? All right. Where is he? Let me at him.
You're not gonna fight him.
We're not going to hurt him.
Oh, I ain't gonna fight him. What do you think? I'm crazy? I'm gonna bring him home to Pa. Pa's gonna let me back in the castle.
I don't think you'll be doing that either.
Yeah,
come
you're not
on.
gonna do that
This
either.
is your
This is the
castle
best
now.
chance.
This is
What?
your castle now.
He seems like
This
a
is my
liability.
castle.
I don't know that he's good to have around.
What
Yeah.
even is this place?
What do you mean?
Where the
It's
fuck am I?
beautiful. Yeah, that's
What?
right. Where the fuck are you? Your new castle, friend. Your new castle.
I don't like it here.
Well, you'll get used to it. All right. Well, Aura, you can potentially do that, right? Just open open a portal to where we were before.
His name is Slain, right?
Slam.
Slan. Does Slan hear her say that to me?
No. He is staring at Ellie. Every now and then, he kind of becomes mesmerized by Ellie. His eyes widen a little bit. He's got like fully black eyes, like sclera, black lensed, and then there's just a red dot in the middle that kind of acts like a pupil. And he just sometimes kind of a little slack jawed, head slightly cocked sideways, becomes just obsessed with her in a way.
I would look at Suna and just nod my head.
All right. Well, but Bo, is that okay? Wouldn't you like your body back?
I mean, absolutely.
Great.
I don't even know what's going on in there. It's what he did was invasive.
Yeah, all right. It's all right. We'll keep your word, and we'll take him to Chiba, and then we'll see if Chiba can help, or they can help, or whatever. And if not, okay. But at least we tried, and at least we tried and kept our word.
Yeah,
It's got to mean something, right?
it has to.
Right. Well, should we maybe do that then?
I mean, we can. The last time we tried to go there, we got interrupted.
Well, we won't this time because we have the ward. You're all right.
Well, like symbol. I mean, I guess there wouldn't be another
That's
symbol.
what I mean. They can't locate us. We're good.
Okay.
We're okay. You're okay now. It's just because we got separated. But I won't leave you again, Aura.
Yeah,
Okay,
I think
so
we'll be all right this time.
Should we go see Chiba?
All right. I'll bring cake.
Well, here's the thing, though. And I point to our new bat friend. This one wants to take it home to Pa, so he can get back into his castle.
He's not taking anyone home to. Did you see how big that guy was? How was he going to take it home?
I think he's
I'd like
hiding
to see
stuff.
this little guy try.
Well, I mean, Ellie, do you? Are you sure you?
I catch him like mid stare when he's like mid mesmerized, and I walk up to him and I like look directly in his eyes, and I'm like, "You're not going to try anything without my permission."
Yeah, okay, can I breathe?
You can breathe.
Okay,
See, I
now
feel-
can you...
I-
You can smoke
Maybe.
too, but that's
okay,
it.
can you limit those parameters a little bit? Because what if I need to piss? Can I piss?
You gotta ask permission first.
Oh, no. What if I need to shit?
What, you just gonna shit in the middle of nowhere?
I just had two
in the middle
bowlfuls of
mid-flight?
fingers and
Oh
toes.
my
I'm
God.
gonna shit myself.
Oh
Just
God!
don't
This
do
is
it
like
in here.
having a
Do it.
pet.
You know.
Don't do it in my
worse.
garden either.
Oh, come on.
No, absolutely not.
All right, can I...
He telepathically says to you, Ellie,
Can I shit in her garden, please? Oh, please.
Ellie says yes.
Oh, yeah.
Ellie
goes
clean up
outside.
later. Fertilizer. It's fertilizer.
flies out of a window.
I don't think that
Fertilizer.
this guy is a good. I'm sorry. I don't want him with us. It
That
seems
is
like
that's-
a huge
I have to
liability.
say, I
Probably
didn't.
gonna corrupt all the greens outside.
He's not pooping in my garden. Ellie wouldn't let him poop in my garden. It's fine.
There's
I
a
think
fire
he's-
outside.
Why is he going outside?
He's pooping in your
then?
garden.
There's a fire.
What?
There's a
He's
fire.
pooping in your garden.
There's
How's
a
there a
fire?
fire?
Where is
Poop
there a
fire?
fire?
Bo,
In
go
your
use your
garden,
He
in
hands.
your
shits
flowers.
fire?
Ah,
I don't
shits
have
fire.
flowers. I have
And I-
vegetables. What's
Okay, the
happening?
vegetables are on fire.
The vegetables are on fire. Oh my!
Yes.
I ran
No,
outside
I said.
and I watered the
said-
plants.
It's like napalm.
Fire.
He's like doing the thing that dogs do where they go around in circles, but it's just he's shitting napalm
Oh
onto
my
the
God.
plant.
Walk out, and I'm like, you didn't tell me.
It's not stopping.
Yeah, it's better.
Potato.
Oh, that's better.
You're not shitting anymore.
Oh, come on.
Nope, you shit fire. You're gonna have to shit that on top of like Deavaki. Yeah.
What do you
Bo,
shit?
help put the fire out, please.
Yeah, I'm doing it as best as I can, and I'm just trying to put out all the fire with my water element.
Sprinkler hands, yeah.
Everything I said about us getting along, I take back. You beast.
Just keep your mouth shut. Don't argue with her.
Well, Ellie, I have to say, I thought I was convinced you had control over this thing, but now since it's shit in my garden, I don't think we can take it to Lord Chiba. Because what if it just decides not to listen to you?
It's going to listen to me.
But you said that, you said that already, and then he shit in my garden.
I don't let him talk. I think that was a fluke. He obviously had diarrhea, and it was flaming. I mean, maybe he couldn't control it. He was trying to fly.
But what if he
further
can't
and
control
it started
something else?
going.
I'm just saying it's too dangerous,
Hey,
you know?
I think
We
we've
can't-
all. I don't personally shit anymore, but I remember a time where even I, ate something that was a little too wrong, and it just kind of came out.
Yeah,
And
but I think
honestly,
he,
it was
Girls
mission
poop?
too. It almost compromised where I was. Vomiting and no.
He's a liability.
I think so too. Ellie, I believe in your power, and I think that you're very strong and perhaps stronger than we even realize. But we can't risk it. My sweet potatoes are one thing, but the fate of the entire mortal realm is too delicate. We can't risk that.
I just look at Suna and I'm like, you're gonna have to trust me on this one. You're gonna have to trust me.
Well, where is you're gonna have to trust us? Because we both think he's a liability.
I do trust you.
Well, that's what we're saying. Two of us say no. He can't come with us to Chibas.
I say no too.
To the library and look up this guy in a book to see if he shows up anywhere?
Slan?
Yeah.
Yeah, roll me a history check.
Yeah, the other thing too, Ellie, is that what did he do to get kicked out of his castle? He sounds like a liability all the way around.
Pissed off Daddy. That's what he did to get kicked out of his castle.
Right. Well,
so we want him with us?
Yeah, I don't think we wanted him to piss off new Daddy.
Listen, it took me a long time to even figure out how to get him out here. And then having one extra person at our side, you're not a person, but whatever, we'll take it.
Well, then maybe if he's good and hasn't burned down my entire garden when we get back, then we can talk about taking him to Deavaki. But for now, it's probably...
I turn back and I'm like, hey, Slan, you're going to help her rebuild this garden, aren't you? You can only answer
I don't want him anywhere near my garden.
I'll help you rebuild it.
Well, I don't want his help.
I'll help you then.
Well, yeah, you don't have to do that, Ellie. I can do it. I just think that...
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. And then I imagine the garden rebuilt.
Now, that's cheating because I know that we can do that, but it's the principle, right?
I imagine it fully rebuilt and nothing is burned or anything.
Now, but again, that's cheating because we can't do that with the mortal realm. We can't just imagine that all the humans are alive again.
Oh, they'll go nowhere near your garden. I'll get rid of him before he goes anywhere near any of your houses and mine. I don't really have a house anymore.
I don't think we're going to win this one, Aura.
I mean, if he's with us, he's going to either give us away, he's not going to help, he's not... I mean, I understand having an extra person, but sometimes, there's too many cooks in the kitchen, and he might be that one cook who's not trained enough and shouldn't be there.
Spills the soup. That's right. Right? That's the thing.
Yeah, it's...
Spills the soup?
Yeah, he spills the soup.
The thing?
I think so. Maybe. I don't know.
I mean, I don't want to be in a situation fighting the ultimate god and he's spilling soup.
That's that would be awful.
Why would we even have soup fighting a god?
It's a saying. It's just a saying.
It's a metaphor.
I've never heard that. I think it'll be fine.
I don't.
Can I
apologize? Apologize to Suna. Nope. You can talk just this moment.
No, but listen, Ellie doesn't mean anything because, excuse me, Slan, do you even want to apologize to me?
No.
Are you even sorry?
No.
Right. See, it's not the same when you force him to do it, Ellie.
But that I do have control over him. Okay, fine. I told him it was fine to shit in your garden. It was my fault. Okay? I just wanted him to get it out. It's my fault.
Did he even have to go? It seemed like he was just saying that he didn't like that you had control over him, so you allowed him to shit in her garden.
Did you see how much you ate?
All right, it's fine. If Ellie said it was okay to shit in my garden and that's why he shit in my garden, then that's fine. As long as she has control over him, it's all right.
Let me show you something. And I turn to Slan and I look at him and I say, walk up to Suna, bow down, and say you're sorry.
No,
I say that to him in his head.
Oh, dear God.
He looks at you, shoots you a filthy look, walks over towards Suna and kind of stumbling.
What are you doing? Back up. Get away from me.
And says,
what are you doing?
I'm sorry.
Oh.
Now stay there until she walks away.
No.
But he stays there.
Oh,
but here's the thing.
That's so sweet. Look, he apologized
and you guys couldn't
on
hear
his
any
own.
of that, by the way. So he just was doing it.
He apologized on his own. There. And I pat his head.
No.
Good
Suna, how did
boy.
he know to go shit in the garden if he's thinking this stuff on his own?
What do you mean? Ellie said that she said it was okay for him to go.
Well, I don't. At this point, I'm very confused about his motives. And what if you tell him what to do, but it's too late because he already made a choice and he found a loophole? Because he's found a couple loopholes.
I think we'll be fine. And I tell him telepathically that he can get up and to keep his mouth shut.
Gets up, shuffles away.
All right. Well,
I think he's starting to get it.
Did we come this far to take a chance like this?
I don't know.
That's all this has been. Let's be honest. We didn't even get through all the doors, and what did we do? We went and searched for your mother when we should have been going for gates. I mean, there's a lot that we took chances on.
Well,
so I think this is just,
but we told us to do that.
well, I'm controlling him, so.
All right. Well, I mean, it is sort of like Toby, you know. The only difference is Toby can't talk.
I should have named him Toby.
You have much more control over Toby. This guy's got he's a loose cannon unless she gets to him and tells him the one thing first before he does it. He's got like free will and choice.
Really nice if he didn't talk at all. Like didn't even try, wouldn't it?
I think that'd make things even more uncomfortable because then he would be keeping his motives to himself.
Yeah, I think you know what, Ellie? You should tell him to always be honest. And then that solves our problem.
I think he's been pretty honest so far.
If he's always honest and then we go into the situation trying to deceive Deavaki, then that's going to backfire on us too.
That's true. Tell him to always be honest to us and only us. And then be silent when anybody else talks to him.
You heard her. Always be honest to us. Be silent with anyone else.
Shouldn't we be coming up with a plan to kill Deavaki and not trying to control a bat creature?
Yeah, I think we should help Bo. He's got something inside of him that he needs to get out. And he can't let loose in the garden. So can we
I walk up to Bo and I put my hand on his belly and I'm like, whoa, feel it kick?
Yeah. Hey, okay, look, it's nothing like that, okay?
But you don't feel it at all inside you?
No, he's like absorbed in me or something.
You know,
like
that's a good book idea.
A what? Hey,
you know,
what?
like
one of your kind of books?
Well, yeah, I was just thinking about my book, but what if instead of her getting pregnant, it's him?
Ooh, I like that.
Like some magical pregnancy. Man baby.
I mean, I don't want to spoil anything, but you haven't read book 4 yet.
Oh.
Is that what?
I'm not going to say anything else.
There's some freaky stuff in there.
I knew it. It was the morning sickness. Gave it away.
Hey, I ain't getting morning sickness, okay?
I mean, in my book, but I'm glad you're okay, Bo.
As they're talking, I put my ear to his belly. It's like, oh, no.
Give me a
I can't
perception
hear him.
check.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
I let out a deep sigh.
Oh!
You hear a second heartbeat.
I like jerk back. I'm like, that's really, I shouldn't have done that. That was really weird.
What? That was my stomach growling.
You have 2 heartbeats.
What?
Oh.
Yeah, listen, it's really,
I
don't even have one. You can share maybe.
I don't think I will, but Bo, I can't imagine that feels very pleasant. So, should we at least do this first and quickly? Time is running out. May I remind us? What? I thought we said you could always be honest with us.
Hey, you can also only talk with us. There.
I can open my mouth, okay. I was the one that made it sound like there was a heartbeat in your head. Why? That's awful.
Can you change his voice?
I made it sound like there was a heartbeat in your head when you put your head up to his thing to make it sound like there was a... I did it with my mind.
Jesus.
It hurt so much.
Can you make his voice sound like it doesn't hurt so much when he's talking?
No, but it
Yeah, why does it sound like you should stop smoking? It's really bad for you. It's really making your voice raspy.
It was hard. I don't want to have to be honest, please.
It even more demonic just then. I don't understand.
Are we gonna go now? We should just go. Let's just. This is weird.
It's a very strange creature that
You've
I'm
got the
sorry.
heart,
up, Ellie.
he's a smoker. I don't know.
Why are
That's not
you
your part, but-
apologizing? That can't be honest. What's happening here? I think this is backfiring, Ellie.
I turned to him. Just be quiet again.
Okay.
It's easier that way for you. And, you save your voice because it's already raspy. Sounds like crap.
I don't necessarily feel comfortable enslaving this creature.
I'll let him go after. But you got Toby.
Yes, but Toby's not like,
I
Toby's
summoned him here. Listen, they have to answer the call. So, and I happen to get, I don't even know where he's from. Like that accent, never heard it before. That's just weird.
Aura, why don't you get the door ready? Ellie, if I may. I just pull Ellie to the side.
Okay.
Look, I know that you we talked before about a moral compass.
Yeah.
Well, I'm telling you, this is a little bit gray. Maybe more on the dark side. This creature doesn't want to be here.
I don't think it would have showed up if it didn't want to be here. I would have gotten something else.
Is that how it works?
We formed a pact. And there's no chains around him.
What do you?
He just has to listen.
What do you mean you formed a pact?
I don't know. It's just I formed a pact with it. It agreed. You know that thing I was doing in the corner, whispering to myself? I thought you were doing
I thought you were doing your meditation stuff.
Oh, no, that was I was talking. I was talking with it, with him.
And it agreed.
Reluctantly, probably, but agreed nonetheless. That counts. It's like a contract. I'm familiar with contracts. I think you are too. So
I mean, I am. I just, we had talked before, and you mentioned you were concerned about this, and I just thought I'd tell you it is a bit gray. I understand things are dire, but all right.
I could see your point. I think it'll be helpful, and he can go invisible. I can disappear pretty easily as well. So.
And what happens to you when this pact is over? Is he gonna try to hunt you down and eat you or something?
Doubtful. He'll probably just go back and try to make his father happy. And I look back at him.
But you're safe in all of this.
I mean, if he comes after me, then I'll be the one that puts him down. So.
Right. Well, just be careful, okay? But you're growing stronger every second, and I just want you to be safe.
I appreciate it. Sorry about your garden.
It's all right. It's funny.
I knew we should fire. I would have, because otherwise it's like fertilizer, right? But no, it's not.
Oh yeah. Well, to be fair, that's human fertilizer. I don't feel comfortable with that in my garden. But it's fine. It's all right. It's funny. Toby's done worse.
I didn't think about that either. So.
Yeah. Well, it's all right.
Okay. So shall we?
Yes.
The Ice Kingdom, my favorite. And I walk back to the others.
I'm standing there. I'm not pulling a portal.
I think.
Do we need to hold hands to open the portal?
No, but I think it's important that we all acknowledge that we're growing stronger and more powerful in ways we weren't expecting, and that to defeat Deavaki, we do need to embrace this power a little bit. As scary as it might be for some of us who get our power from darker realms or not water or nature.
I'm not scared that she's pulling dark magic. I'm scared because he's a liability. He's not the right ally for us to have right now.
Well, she says
do I know if I can summon a different person, or is this who I get?
This is who you get.
Yeah, because I would know that we're basically we are bonded. We are bonded in this pact together.
Yeah.
So.
She says that she can control him. And I think at this stage we have to trust each other a little bit. We've come this far.
But here's the thing, this is the first time. I mean, Ellie, with all due respect, you just figured out how to do this. I understand, but I've been doing more than just hearing the words. I've been watching what he's doing.
You ripped out of Ahi's belly.
Yeah, because I had to kill Symbol.
But we didn't know you could do that.
Demon.
Right, but that was just as equally as terrifying to us, we were not expecting you to just come ripping out of his belly.
That's because I'm a planeswalker. I can walk through time and space.
Ellie, help me. What are you even?
Do I know the name of it?
She's a
Do I know the name
vampire.
of what I am?
You are a lifeless.
That's true. I am a lifeless. I'm an assassin. I'm not a vampire yet.
Right. Well, I mean,
Okay.
that's close.
I
right?
had the soul sucked out of me by a witch, and I would like to get that back one day if that is possible, but it might not be. And I summoned this guy, and now I can do glowy fingers, and my fingers turn purple, like I'm about to do an Eldritch Blast, but I'm not.
All I'm saying, Aura, is our power is manifesting in different ways. But if Ellie says she can control it, where's the point where we trust in each other's abilities and power? Like, I was able to summon Toby in the middle of battle. It must have been terrifying, but it worked.
I guess the difference I see is these were all in battle. This is not in our safe zone. And then there's this.
Actually, you know what? He's pretty distracting. Can you just go invisible and stay like that until I say?
Yeah.
Follow me around.
You
make sure.
you can dismiss him temporarily and bring him back without having to do a
How
10-minute
long
thing.
can he? Oh, within 10 minutes?
No, you don't have to. I don't think you ever have to do the ritual again unless he dies. And it's quote unquote dies. If he dies up here, he just goes back to hell.
Can we say that, like, I'm talking to him as they're talking? I'm like trying to talk to him to discuss, like, listen, let's work out some terms. You're gonna go away for a little while, but when I call you back, you're gonna come back. You're gonna come back invisible. And the reason is, if we're in a fight, I need you to not just appear and alert everybody. And I don't mean these guys. I mean the enemies. You got it? Easy? All right.
You can dismiss him to a pocket dimension where it awaits your summons. He's basically a Pokemon now. Or you can dismiss it forever. You cause it to reappear anywhere near you. So you can just dismiss him temporarily and bring him back whenever you want. He doesn't have to
turn
go
back to the others. I'm like,
invisible.
all right, he's gonna go away for a little bit, like you said. He can come back whenever I say, whenever I call him, and I told him to come back invisible. Don't be alarmed if that happens. It just means I summoned him again.
And you're only going to summon him like in battle if we need him.
If we're in a situation where we need some help.
Or is that acceptable?
I guess, yeah. I mean, that's the
He's not going to attack you guys. He's only going to attack.
I don't think she's worried about him attacking us, Ellie. I think she's worried about him throwing a wrench in our plans or running his mouth or betraying you. I really think we just care about safety of everyone. We're at the finish line here, and we didn't want to add another racer, you know.
I imagine another pack of cigs, and I throw it at him. And I'm like, okay, off you go.
All right, bye.
Just like that, he's gone. All right.
Okay, I mean...
Okay.
Are we going?
Yes.
Do you want to go?
Yes, I imagine Bo's got, cramps or gas or something. Imagine having a god crammed in your body.
Let's not talk about that.
It's all right, Bo.
But yes, we should go.
And I'll wave my arm and kind of pull open a portal to Lord Chiba's palace, or to wherever Lord Chiba is.
All right. Why am I putting this back in my mouth? I've just got used to doing it over the last hour. Suna, would you like to see an alternate reality?
Yes, I would. Very much would like that.
How about we do that after we come back from the break?
Okay. Okay.
You're in charge now.
All right. Oh, right. I'm in charge. Right.
Yes,
I'm
you're
going
in
to take
charge
us to
now.
break. Do you want to say anything? Take a stretch. Get some water. It's very, very hot. Turn on your air conditioning. And we'll be back momentarily. Right?
Yes.
Hello, we are back.
Welcome back. Yeah, you're in charge of that. I don't know when it's happening.
Yep. We're here.
You're presented to you by Pumpkinberry.
Oh
welcome
God,
back,
that's
everyone. Good. All right. I'm not in charge.
What?
I was gonna go and remove the picture of the bat off the screen, but I don't have the screen. That's you.
How's that?
Yeah, you put whatever pictures you want up there, buddy. You're in charge.
Okay, in that case.
I'm gonna put a picture of Toby. Which Toby, though? These are the questions.
It's not Toby. Oh.
Oh.
I don't think anybody's seen the real Toby.
Yeah,
Mr.
no,
Toby.
that's true. I have, I think.
Mm-hmm. I also sent it to Pocket because Ellie would at least.
Yes.
Anyway.
Yeah. So
I'm in
Slan
charge
is
now,
dismissed.
bitches.
There's a distinct smell of like sulfur and burning. For a moment, in a puff of smoke, he vanishes. And as you consider opening this portal, or you see Aura beginning to open a portal that takes you to one of the 9 hells known as Stygia, the kind of icy hell plane. I tell you, here's what you get. It's not really an alternate reality, but you can determine it however you wish. Suna has the ability to see into multiple outcomes now.
Yes.
And in one of them, you are aware that Deavaki is injured when you confront it. And in the other, you are aware that Deavaki has healed when you confront it.
How will I be able to tell if he's injured or healed?
You just know.
Right.
It's not a physical thing like you see him. You're just aware.
What is the moment that determines? Is it like right before we open a door, or are we walking?
It's this moment.
Oh dear God.
You're in the moment.
Right now.
As Aura is opening a portal. And how does that look, by the way?
Well, since we're in like a safe zone, I just imagine, I always picture the rippling. So I kind of drag my hand across what looks like regular air, but it starts to ripple like water would. And then it just slowly opens from the middle out.
Yeah. And on the other side, I guess there is the icy tower that you witnessed before. There was this enormous tower underneath what looked like an icy dome, even further within a kind of cavern.
Wait.
Chill breeze comes through.
Can I tear the portals are only in specific locations. I can't set it to enter us inside of it, correct?
Wait.
No, yeah, you see again the thing that you saw before, the tower across this kind of empty lake with these huge chains that you walked across like a bridge. Yeah, it's the same opening.
Wait.
What is it?
I don't think we have time for this. I think if we go and do this, then Deavaki will have time to heal himself. And I think now he's injured from whatever that thing was that injured all the gods.
What are you talking about? Was it your idea to go here?
Yes, but I'm wrong.
Hey,
I don't think we have time for this.
Brad, do I know that if I pull this portal open that I have to rest again before I can do another one?
Not here. You can do this a ridiculous amount of times. If you go in there and then open one back, you will, though.
Okay.
Do I know if it's better, if our chances are better if Bo has this god with him?
I don't think you know that.
All right.
Yeah. I mean, I will say this, though. This isn't me trying to dissuade you from going through this thing or anything,
I understand
by the way.
that, but that's how I have to interpret that. There's one where he had a chance to heal himself and one where he's injured.
Yeah.
What if
The only variable is time.
What
you
if
might be stronger with your plan of going and collecting things and coming back, or you might be stronger while he's weaker.
Is there any way for me to tell?
This is a hard question because it's this is like the age-old war, basically. Chaos versus Deavaki right now.
What is he expecting?
You can roll me dice. Just roll me a d20.
All right. Thank you for humoring me.
12. You have the option to use the 16 or the 6 or whatever it was that you rolled at the beginning as well. Don't forget.
Do I know if the higher the number, the better? Because I don't really know what this rule does.
If you choose to use it, you'll know what the roll does.
So if I commit to saying yes, then you'll tell me, and then I choose if I want it to be lower or higher, right? Or you're going to make me commit to the roll first.
I'll tell you whether the previous roll would have failed or not.
All right, I'll use it.
The 16?
Yes, if that's...
Was it a 16?
Yes, it was a 16 and a 5, I believe.
And a 5.
Chat help me. That was it,
You
right?
want to make this from a 12 into a 16?
I think so, if that's what... I'm assuming that makes me succeed. The higher the number, the better. Because, it's not like an attack roll. I don't know if the higher number is the better option.
Yeah,
But if you're saying it is, then yes, I will do that.
I mean, it will be a greater chance of you succeeding.
Then I will definitely do that, for sure.
So, the 12 wouldn't have given you any information. The 16, whatever it is that you do here to search a different version of events.
I think I'm using my, to be honest with you, I think I'm using my divination, but also my time magic. And that's probably why I'm able to do this a little bit.
And combine the two,
Yes.
weave a strand.
Yes.
Yes. Now, would you rather answer which of these questions? What is he expecting, or do we stand a better chance with the plan of going in through this portal, or not?
I mean, obviously the safer answer is to the second one. But God, do I want to know the first answer so badly? I don't think he's expecting us to be able to free Chiba, I'll tell you that. So, what about our odds here?
Realistically,
yes.
Having an army of every single mortal creature isn't going to help you much.
I know. But what about Chiba and this other god creature? Could they even help us?
Not really.
Not really.
If they could, so they are a winner and a loser, and that is in air quotes really, of their own cycles. or cycle, and they couldn't do it then. And there's no way they're going to be able to really do anything now.
Is Bo stronger with this thing inside him?
Yes.
That's
only
all I need to know then.
the only individual that you need to get to Deavaki really is Aura. The four of you need to kind of work together to resolve everything. Really, you don't need Bo to deal with Deavaki.
But we need him to deal with the snow.
But the three of you are necessary to get to him. Alternatively, you can come up with some other plan to try and deal with him. For example, try and persuade him, to do something different, or whatever it is that your plan is. Send him Bo to kind of charm him out of this, speak to him, converse, that kind of thing. It's been done before, and the only reason I'm giving you this information is because the battle between Savras and Deavaki was more of a battle of wits.
Yes, you said that.
No
Interesting.
combat at all.
But Savras lost.
Doesn't mean you will.
That is a good
So
point.
I'll say that much. You could
Alright.
go now all around collecting an army, and technically you would be, I guess, a stronger force for a form of combat.
But we can do it without them.
But you can do it without them because he's injured.
I
The machine has bought you. You don't need to do the collect all the friends, because he's already. All you need to do is walk in and slit his throat, kinda.
Right. I think I've been saying all of this out loud. I've been mumbling, by the way. Maybe it sounds like I'm talking to myself or just thinking out loud. Right. This is not right. This is not right. I'm sorry, Bo, but I think you're stronger with that creature with you. And perhaps when all of this is over, we could keep your word, but I think we should hit him while he's wounded. And that's now, and I know none of us is really ready, and we're all scared and worried that we're going to make the wrong choice, or that we're not going to be strong enough, or we don't know what to expect, but I think now is the time.
You're absolutely right. I trust in what you maybe had seen. I don't think we're ever ready for anything that's come our way, but we have each other.
And we've always managed.
Exactly. I can hold on to this thing for a bit longer.
Are you sure?
Yes, time is of the essence.
Did I ever tell Bo that his father was still alive?
Oh, I've always kind of known my father was still alive.
Okay.
Yep.
Just making sure. Did I ever tell Bo? I think as soon as saying this, I would start reaching into my pocket, and I would slowly pull part of the envelope out, and I would show Sauna.
I don't think now is the time.
Are you sure? There might not be another chance. What if I die?
Well, you won't. Don't talk like that.
It's a possibility. I am lifeless, but it doesn't mean that I can't be put down somehow.
Well, I tell you what. I see great strength in Bo and Aura and you and me. I think he'll be all right.
Well, then if I don't make it, you have to tell him.
I will do that.
All right.
And remember, if I don't make it, you have a delivery to make.
Yeah, I remember.
All right. But we're gonna make it.
All of us. Mainly her, though. And I point to Aura.
Why? I don't understand why. I'm so important to this. We're all equally a part of this.
I didn't see anyone else burst through what was it? A spider?
Sand
Yeah,
spider.
The giant one.
That was one time. You guys have just like, you two have been like dealing damage over and
You
over.
got hit with a giant sword from a, I don't know, evil looking paladin dude, and you survived. You stood back up. I mean, I don't know many people who could survive something like that, especially from a guy like that. So
Symbol was practically a demigod,
Yes, and
and you slayed.
you can't.
We all work together.
You ripped out of him. We're right, and we're gonna work together again. But I think you'll be the one to deal the final blow. You're very important.
Oh, I don't know why you think that, but I'm gonna obviously try.
I'm happy to hear that, Aura.
So we're not gonna go here? 'Cause
No.
I still have the portal open. Okay.
No, I think we'll try the front door if you don't mind.
And I'll wipe my hand over it. It's kind of like when you drag your hand across water and it just kind of ripples back to what the room looks like.
I will walk to the front door and I'll think about this path because I'm supposed to find it. Right? And
You're going outside.
yes. You said I have to be the one to open the door to the path, so I'd like to attempt that.
On the door is the prophecy written along the door. As you step towards it while you guys have been speaking, you see the words of the prophecy written along the door. As you reach out, you see it manifest.
There will come forth one, born running, orphaned from mortal blood, tied to land and moon, chaos born and chaos champion. The orphan shall become the origin. You're the one, Aura. That's you.
So as she's reading that, I'm just kind of like looking around like at the others to see if they're reacting at all. I mean, I was a baby. I was put on the steps. Like I was raised on a farm. I went into the woods and I like climbed trees. I didn't do anything heroic.
It's not what you did. It's who you are. It's who you're born to be. It's
Who
what
you
you're
are
about to
today.
do.
Why me?
Who knows? Why not?
It's a lot of pressure.
Well, you're not alone. You have us.
We carry that too. You got this,
What if-
Aura.
What if I just go and then if I fail, you guys can come in that way?
You're not going in alone.
No, I don't think that's the deal. I think we're all supposed to go. Consider us your backup support.
We'll get you there. We'll get you there. And you just do what you do.
Mm-hmm.
But why does it have to be me though? I don't understand. Why what about me?
Maybe we'll find out. Perhaps you're just special. Perhaps this was always meant to be you. Is that so bad?
You'd see Aura get a little like trying to not make it obvious, but like when someone gets uncomfortable, kind of like grabs their arm and
You'll be fine. You need a little more confidence, though. You know, walk like one. Maybe stop doing that thing that you're doing right there. You know, try to pretend you're me, but like not psycho. Just a little.
Or what's so wrong about it being you?
I grow zucchini and I grow pumpkins.
And the most delicious pumpkins, I might add.
That's the land part then of
And
this.
why can't someone who grows zucchini and grows pumpkins save the world?
It's like all the books, even the one that you're reading, there's always a hero and that person's always...
And you think they don't grow zucchini? Or pumpkins?
No, they're always doing
They don't
great
start out.
things.
No, they don't start out badasses either. Most of
No,
them.
they start out growing zucchini and pumpkins, and then they're called upon to do a great deed, and what do? They rise up, and what have you done, Aura? At every chance, you've risen up, you stood up.
I've also been knocked down a bit. I mean, can
And
we...
you get back up.
And you get right back up.
Don't you see you're already a hero?
Well, my dad always told me to get back up, so I get back up.
Well, he taught you well.
Well, then I can't let you guys down. I don't want anything bad to happen to you.
You're not going to let us down. I believe in you.
Okay, you see her try to stand up a little taller.
That's right.
Yeah, that's better. Yeah.
And I've taken my sword out and it's kind of hanging on a spot on the wall. I go over and I grab it and I put it in my sheath.
It looks great on you. And that coat. Really filled out that coat as well.
Did I gain weight?
No, you're just
Yeah.
posture. You're
Oh,
You look
standing
like
up tall. You look like a hero, yeah.
should we go?
If you're ready.
I don't know if you're ever ready.
I don't think we are. But the time is now. And I'll reach out and open the door. And I look back at Ellie and Bo and have a look of we have to help her get there. She can do the rest. What do I need to do to open this pathway?
You've already done it.
Oh,
As you open the door, there is a pathway that has descended from the skies, and it's not like steps necessarily. It's more like just purple crystal that twists and kind of grows like ice up through the sky. Yeah, into the clouds. You can see these little sparkles of purple lights that seem to be like falling off of it a little bit. And this kind of pathway twists upwards directly into the clouds.
Of course it does. Our final tower. Bo, would you be so kind as to grab that lemon cake that should be right out of the oven now? We'll take that with us. It's my mother's recipe, right?
With pleasure. And I take out the lemon cake from the oven and I hold it.
I don't know if it's going to be the same, but hopefully there's a cloth there that you can wrap it in, and just we'll bring it with us. Does anybody need anything else before we go?
I put my finger out and Buns comes and flies and lands. And I put him on my horn. I'm good.
I see a loose cloth on the table and I quickly snag that and wrap the lemon cake.
Let's be off
Ready.
then.
You guys just start walking up this crystal, and it probably feels like you're going to slip on it or something as you put a foot onto it, but it's perfectly stable. It's wide enough that you can walk up it, just like any path or sidewalk. It's not a huge thing, but it twists upwards in a way that seems like it would be difficult to walk up, but it feels just as natural as walking along any flat surface. Once you reach the clouds, there is a sky ahead of you of pinks and purples and blues and oranges that spreads out endlessly. There are these clouds that roll, fluffy and endless. This crystal path continues to head somewhat upwards and into the distance for miles. As you're walking upwards, there is a moment where the form of Ahi manifests near you along the path. This kind of alien form with his many arms. They hang kind of limp at its sides. It appears to be weak, but it's levitating along next to you, almost flying through the sky alongside the path, accompanying you silently for a moment. It's bleeding this kind of golden blood. But for the first time, it stares straight ahead. It doesn't appear to be looking at all of you simultaneously.
How did it find us?
You want to know?
Yes, I do. This is unexpected.
This is its true job, is to bring you like a butler to Deavaki.
So he's expecting us. Right.
The path continues, and I think it feels like you walk for a very long time, or maybe it only feels like you walk for a minute. But that form of Ahi manifested near you is gliding along near you. It turns its head and looks at Aura. You can see that it doesn't do that thing where it's simultaneously looking at all of you. And Ahi says,
The selection process measures potential. Chaos measures potential. Of course, only one ever fits the bill. Sometimes there's one, sometimes there's four. I recall once there being 8. Such is the nature of chaos. Our counterpart, our adversary. We predicted 3 this time, but here stand 4.
its head turns back to the front as you continue to head upwards.
How did you know to go this way?
I just knew. It's my part in all of this is to take us here to the path, and Bo's is to stop the snow. Ellie's is to open a door, I think, and yours is to, well, you know.
What happens after?
That I have no idea. But we'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
One we could not account for.
It looks to you, Sauna, and then turns back to the path.
Come then, into the embrace of Deavaki. You come home now. One last palaver, perhaps. A child, a champion, a new origin.
The form of Ahi continues to silently move along near you, near this path. Eventually you come to a strange kind of split landscape that begins to appear in the distance, forming more and more as you get closer and closer. You're kind of floating above these clouds now, but you're not quite amid the stars. It feels like you've walked forever, or like you've walked 1 minute. Every time you think one, it must be the other. There's on one side of you a sort of green, broken landscape that begins to appear. On the other, there is a grey, broken landscape. There are 2 figures that appear as statues ahead of you, one on each side. Beyond them, there are castles, one a tall emerald thing, resplendent in its architecture, the other a kind of gothic ruin covered in dust and smoke. The purple crystal path runs between the 2 land masses, and the path to Deavaki continues. The 4 of you, can you each roll me a D4?
What?
Oh, dear. 3. Whoa.
3.
Whoa.
3, 3, 3. Roll of 3s, and then a 1. 1,
It's the most stunning thing I've ever seen.
10. Okay. Let me write down that. 10. Yeah?
I'm trying to show everyone
I can do this. Hold on.
everything.
I can shrink it
Yes,
to
please.
make it easier
Just a little bit. I just want them to see.
for you to capture the whole thing.
Yes.
Hopefully.
Yes, that's much better. Thank you. And I can move it like that and just show everyone. So I'm just going to slide from left to right here, right to left.
This
But
is
look at the
some
scepters, the moon and the sun.
this is some artwork created by young Jack Black for me.
Oh, he had spoilers.
I messaged him today and described him as the artist who shapes the world.
This is incredible.
And yeah, you see this this purple path moving outwards. You walk for 10 weeks.
10 weeks?
Yes. Along this path, across this endless landscape. None of you feel any hunger. None of you feel tired.
Do we feel the time pass?
You
Are we all very close now?
experience the time as you go. The form of Ahi is with you the entire way, but completely silent now. Falls entirely silent for the entire time. As you move along this path that heads between these two kind of floating landscapes, eventually you pass underneath those huge crumbling statues. Eventually you pass even the two castles, but a lot of it is hard to make out. The path sitting kind of lower than the land masses that are sitting, floating either side of you as you move and move and move for 10 long weeks. As the time begins
than
to
we've known each other.
Stretch out, you speak, you learn to understand each other better, grow as people, and pass stories or walk in silence comfortably.
I'm going to cry, thank you.
As you walk the path, eventually your footing one day changes. It stabilizes from the strange crystal, natural formed kind of crystal texture to a flat stone. And around you, as you look up or step forward, you notice that the boundary reappears, that same place that you recall from the beginning and how your original boundary looked at first. It appears without your influence. You don't seem to have any influence over it either. There are no doors. The altars that were there at first, where you got the coins and the items from, are not there. There is a bath in the center, the same as there was previously. The form of Ahi speaks to you again and says,
Welcome to his boundary. Only two have ever made it this far before. In all the millennia, in all the cycles. The first to challenge Deavaki, and the fallen god Savras. Now, 4 more tread this hallowed ground, and so I finally gaze upon you with my own sight.
and that is where we end today's session.
Holy shit.
Damn, son.
Thank you for joining us, everybody, for this here session here. In that time, you guys can discuss between now and next week what you know and understand about each other, anything about that you want information on from each other. We can assume that you kind of know or have still kept back. The creature of Slan has also probably been and gone, just as Ellie checks that you can bring
I think
Slan
Ellie
with
would have
you.
brought him out and been like, tell me something funny. And then he'd say something and it would be a terrible joke and she'd be like, go away.
Yeah.
Like stuff like that.
But you still have him. He's still with you. You can still summon him forth. The same for Toby. At one point, maybe you brought Toby forth. And you're able to summon him up. And of course, Buns continues to fly along and follow you through this kind of landscape.
I had no idea you'd be stuck with that thing inside you for 10 more weeks, Bo. I'm so sorry.
okay. It's not a heavy burden.
And yes, Bo, you still have the light of
I'm fragnant.
yeah,
Pregnant?
within you. Yes, and
no.
also you think you're pregnant.
As soon as I saw that that road, my first thought was, this lemon cake isn't going to last a day. Like, we're
Yes. Oh God, I moved it. Jack Lack, of course, drawing a wonderful piece of artwork for me. The path to Deavaki. And yeah, this is kind of your tower as well, in a way. All right.
holy shit.
Let's do a quick round of shout outs.
Oh my,
and
yes.
I guess next week we'll see you for whatever next week is. I can't actually tell you whether it will be the finale or
Oh
not.
God, I'm gonna barf.
No!
But let's say it is because
I'm gonna cry.
because Pocket wants to know, and I think we'll say yes just in case it's not.
No post finale.
Maybe.
Oh, we usually do a round table. No, Brad,
do a
we are
round
doing
table,
a round
Oh, I
table.
meant
I
like
will
a
murder
day in
you.
the life.
Loggle kind of post.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, I can't guarantee anything from this point because I don't know
Yeah, it
how
could
you're
take
going
us
to deal
like
with anything.
8. Yeah, it could
I don't
just.
know if you're going to end the world. I don't know if you're going to destroy
Yeah,
the
we could all-
multiverse.
Some of us could die.
Yeah,
Oh
you
God.
could end gone.
Yes, that's true.
Imagine that.
There
fucking
were
crazy.
8. Did you say there were 8 once?
Yeah.
Yeah, I shat my pants there for a minute.
There's all sorts. So I literally cannot predict it. Such is the nature of GMing sometimes, even when it comes to what I always say is railroading at the end of stuff. This is not. I don't know. So it might be the finale next week. So prepare yourselves for that one next Sunday. Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to see what you guys do. So let's do a quick round of shout outs and then you guys can go and lay down in cold baths of ice or something like I'm going to do. Let's start with the now owner of Slan, the Imp. I love imps, by the way. I love it when people warlocks always summon imps, and I'm like, okay, because they just look at what the imp can do, and then I'm like, it's gonna be a bastard. They gotta be.
I know,
They
but
have to
that's
be
not,
annoying little shitlords.
that's not why I summoned him, though. I summoned an imp because of Devil's Sight.
Yeah. I mean, it
really
makes
awesome.
sense. Yeah.
Like they're like the perfect duo. Besides the fact that he runs his mouth a little too much and she's very silent.
Yeah.
So.
And yeah, maybe there's a version of the future where the two of you are ruling over all 9 hells in the mortal realm, and you've chained Bo, Suna, and Aura up, and you've become Deavaki too. Who knows?
Oh, good lord.
Find out next time. But I can assure you that Slan would be on side with that.
Probably.
Yeah, most assuredly evil. And yeah, where can people find you in the week and stuff?
Twitch.tv/Pocket and Pocket on Twitter. I'm still fiddling with my PC setup, but yeah, I've been back streaming a little bit, and I'll be back again this week. Yeah. I'm really
Nice.
sad this is ending soon. I'm
Yeah,
really
it's rough,
sad.
man. I have to not even think about it, otherwise I can't GM. I have to just be neutral. I mean, I'm on Deavaki's side. That's what I'm doing.
I have to say that was
Welcome.
quite a gift you gave us there, the 10 weeks together. Like, as characters, I think that's a lovely thing. If we all die trying to save the world, then, we had some time.
But to just do stuff.
Yeah.
Kinda. You didn't exactly get to go to Macy's and hang out at McDonald's or whatever, but you got to do stuff.
Yeah.
You got to talk, and yeah, whatever you ended up doing. I don't know. Maybe we'll find out next week if you come up with anything that you wanted to have done. What about you, Bobo? What are you doing the week, and where can people find you?
I'm DisBRX. I played Bobo for you today, and you can find me here at Twitch DisBRX. Same handle. I like to play horror games and do a little bit of roleplay on the side. So yeah, if you enjoy that stuff, come hang out. thanks for the awesome RP sesh today. It was fantastic. Thank you.
Yeah. What about young Katie Peters Plays, who's much younger than I am?
I don't think that's true.
I think
But
we're
I'll
the
take
same
it.
age. I think four of
think
us are
we
the
are.
same age.
Yeah.
And Disby's.
I think I'm the
11.
oldest.
No.
I think we're all the exact same age, aren't we?
I think we are.
Right, say
think
which
we're just
year you were
making it up.
born on
No.
the count of three.
No.
1990.
That's
Okay,
adorable.
Disby's definitely.
Disby's the youngest. Disby's the youngest.
That's adorable.
That's so cute.
All right. KPP, who is 12 and 3/4.
Yep, I'm gonna be 13 soon. I am Katie Peters Plays here on Twitch, Play Katie Play on Twitter, and come hang out with me if you want literal shenanigans. And I don't know, I'm getting sad that this is coming to an end. How many episodes are we in now?
Nearing 40, I'd say.
Yeah.
Hang on, I can
We've been
tell
playing
you.
for almost a year. I think the
I
show
know.
started at either the end of August. I want to say
is
it
44.
started in August 44. Of course it is.
The
This
next one is 45.
campaign
it is.
feels like it flew by, even
Yeah.
though it felt like, I don't know, it just feels like time
When you
is going
think
by
back
really
to
fast.
when you first was wandering around in the desert, it seems like ages ago, but
Yeah, it
also
does.
doesn't at all.
It
which
doesn't.
is exactly the thing that I was trying
Yeah.
to explain. The first part of this journey is you were walking upwards into the sky. Where it feels
Oh,
like it
if-
was really long and
Unbelievable.
really short.
Yeah. If we're really getting close to the end, I might break out the wig next week and
Yeah.
try
Oh.
to.
Yeah, I
one.
got it as well.
One final go.
I got to
Final hurrah.
unpack and break it out. So
Yeah. So
I shall
don't
attempt
know.
to dress as Deavaki, but it'll be weird.
Please do it.
I don't think
Please.
I can. I have no idea how I would even begin. And that's how
Showed
weird he
up with
looks.
some
The
kinda weird
entire
makeup.
screen is just black and it's got like creepy eyes. He just covers his cam
Yeah.
and does some crazy like production
I'll try and
bullshit.
edit something.
You
And
could just
Yeah.
put like a sheet over your body and cut
Yeah.
holes in it.
I don't think I can do that.
You could just light his house on fire. There you go.
What about you, PB?
Oh, yes. Hi. Hello. I'm Pumpkinberry and I played Suna
Oldest
for
one.
you today. Yeah, I am the oldest. I am so old. And you can find me at Twitch and Twitter at Pumpkinberry. You can also go to, especially for those listening to the podcast version of the show, you can go to tablestory.tv/dying order, all one word, and find all the links to all of our things and places and come say hi to us before the finale. We'd love to see you. Yeah, and that's it. I'm here on Fridays for Facade, which is also ending soon, our horror show. And then on Wednesdays, I GM our surreal thriller Gone. So yeah, come check it out. Yeah, and that's it.
I'm in that sometimes when my internet doesn't drop.
KPP is also sometimes in that. And we did have a new teaser for a new show that dropped. So you can go check that out either on our Twitter account or in our Discord under the new channel name, Shemay View. And I can say
And that
nothing
is
about it. I can say
okay.
nothing about it.
Well, it's about washing cars.
No, it's not.
And it's sponsored by ShamWow.
Oh my God.
And we want to thank our sponsor, ShamWow,
Lies,
for
all lies.
sponsoring the Shammy View.
They're terrible.
I am. All right.
Shout yourself
Well,
out, Brad. What about
Huh?
you? Where
I
can
haven't
people
done-
find you?
I have actually deleted my Twitch channel
That's not
and
true. You were
all
just playing.
social media accounts. And because I am Deavaki. and I'm dying.
Twitch.tv/Brad Wodo. He's playing Dead Space. Just started Dead Space 3 today, actually.
That's right.
Yes.
Just Katie Peters Plays favorite game.
I'm surprised
All
you're
time.
playing it single player. You're not.
Why?
I can't tell you.
Ever
Never mind.
Spoken to me
Like, yeah.
before? I don't have any friends.
Well,
Um,
you literally have four people right here that love horror games that would totally play that with you, you oaf.
All right. Well, that's funny because right now in the private Discord that we have set up, they're laughing about how I don't have any friends and I feel cyberbullied by the four of them. And the only way that I can feel better is if you feel free.
I cut him off and he doesn't even know it. All right, have a great day, everyone. Goodbye. See you next time. I put it back on. Everyone can say bye. I don't want to block everybody.
Hey. Pull the trigger. Let's go.